Hey everybody, welcome. We're going to be taking a look at the search warrant that was issued. This first page, most of it is just kind of formalities. We're going to start right here where it states here that said facts so made known to me by such affidavit as set forth have caused me to certify and find that there is probable cause to believe that the laws of the state of Florida relative to missing/endangered persons in regard to Gabrielle Petito and that evidence connected to her whereabouts is currently located within the below described computer/external storage device. The description and location of computer to be searched is as follows. The computer/external storage is a black Western digital external hard drive with the serial numbers as follows and product number. The computer/external storage device is located in the property evidence vault at the Northport Police Department, which is located at 4980 City Hall Boulevard. The aforesaid computer is/are within the jurisdictional boundaries of the Sarasota County. Therefore, these presents are to command you with the proper and necessary assistance, including off-site forensic computer analysis experts, either in the daytime or in the nighttime, as the exigencies of the situation may demand or require, or on Sundays or holidays, to search the said computer described above and seize as evidence any of the following: any and all external storage device, commercial software and hardware, computer disks, disk drives, tape drives, disk application programs, data disks, system disk operating systems, electronic mail system storage devices, tape systems, and hardware and other computer related operation equipment, in addition to computer photographs, graphic interchange, formats and or photographs and other visual depictions, any digital documents, notes, or equipment relating to passwords, encryption, codes, and data security devices which may restrict access to the hardware, software, or data. All data and files associated with the external storage device listed above, including password protected files, both text and image types that may include but are not limited to, and there's a bunch of different file types listed, that can be stored or saved by these suffixes, or they can be renamed and saved under different titles. Files that show emails, text messages, and all internet browsing history. Computer files showing ownership, possession, or control of computers and electronic storage devices to include but not limited to email associated files. And any other evidence relating the subject matter of this warrant that could be used or has been used in violation of the laws of the state of Florida in order that evidence may be procured to be used in prosecution of the criminal laws of the state of Florida, and make return of your doings under this warrant to me or to my designated clerk within 10 days of the date hereof, and give proper receipts for any property taken hereunder, and deliver a copy of this warrant to the person whom directed. You are further directed to bring the evidence so seized, if it be of a contraband nature, before a court having jurisdiction to be disposed of and dealt with according to law. Given under my hand and sealed this day, 9/15/2021. So that's the signature. Search warrant, affidavit, and application. Before me, a judge of the circuit court personally or sworn attestament appeared Detective/Officer Daniel Alex, a duly sworn law enforcement officer of the Northport Police Department, state of Florida, who after being first properly sworn deposes and says that he/she has probable cause to believe and does believe that the laws of the state of Florida have been violated, to wit, the laws related to missing/endangered person controlled by the state of Florida statute 937.021 in regard to Gabrielle Petito, date of birth 3/19/1999, that the officer has reason to believe and does believe that evidence connected with the investigation currently contained within the computer/external storage device described below, and this is the same device that we're talking about, the black Western digital external hard drive. And it says here, grounds for issuance. The following grounds for issuance of a search warrant as required by Florida statutes exists. To wit, Florida statutes provides that a warrant to search an item, structure, or conveyance other than a dwelling may be issued when a property constitutes evidence relevant to proving that a felony has been committed. Probable cause for issuance. Your affiant has probable cause to believe that the above named crime has been committed and that evidence may be discovered for the following reasons. Your affiant is a detective with the Northport Police Department and is currently assigned to the Criminal Investigative Division. Your affiant has been a police officer for approximately 10 years and has been assigned to the Criminal Investigative Division for 9 months. Your affiant is charged with the responsibility of investigating crimes such as crimes against persons or property and investigation of missing persons. The subject, Gabby Petito, and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie left from New York State sometime in mid-June 2021 for a vacation to Utah, traveling a variety of national parks along the way. While they were on their trip, they documented some of the events on a YouTube video, Van Life, beginning our van life journey. During the trip, the subject sent multiple text messages and had many talks with her mother, Nicole Schmidt, via cell phone communication using her subscriber number issued by T-Mobile. During these conversations, there appeared to be more and more tension between her and Laundrie. On 8/12/2021, a report was generated by the Moab Police Department. Moab, Utah referenced a domestic disturbance between the subject and Laundrie. In the report, OFC Robbins wrote, "After evaluating the totality of the circumstances, I do not believe the situation escalated to the level of domestic assault as much as that of a mental health crisis." Officer Robbins stated that the subject was having a severe case of anxiety per the subject's testimony on scene. Laundrie also told the responding officers that he was concerned about the subject because her anxiety had worsened during their extended trip. On August 27, 2021, the subject's mother, Nicole Schmidt, received an odd text from the subject. The text message read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." The reference to Stan was regarding to her grandfather, but per the mother, she never calls him Stan. The mother was concerned that something was wrong with her daughter. This was the last communication anyone had with the subject. Her cell phone was no longer operational, and she stopped posting anything on social media about their trip. Per her family, this was not normal behavior for the subject, and they became more worried about her. On September 11th, 2021, the subject was entered as a missing person by the Suffolk County Police Department in New York, based on the reports from the Moab Police Department. It appears the subject is also endangered due to mental health concerns. On September 11th, 2021, the subject's van, a white Ford Transit bearing Florida tag QFTG03, was located at her address in Northport. Per the license plate reader installed at the Sumter Boulevard exit of, and by the way, this address is the address that's been all over the news because Gabby was living with Brian and his parents. Interstate 75. That vehicle entered the city of Northport on September 1st, 2021 at approximately 10:26 a.m. Vehicle. Brian Laundrie's family stated that the subject was not at the residence and they did not know her whereabouts. They refused to allow Brian to speak with law enforcement and directed the officers on scene to speak with their attorney. Based on the totality of the circumstances related to the subject's mental health, I believe there is a probable cause to believe that the subject is unable to care for herself due to her increased anxiety. Due to this behavior, our concerns for her welfare have reached an exigent level. Her cell phone has been turned off for approximately 15 days, and there have been no sightings of her since August 27th, 2021. On 9/14/2021, at approximately 7 p.m., a signed search warrant was executed for the subject's vehicle, the 2012 Ford Transit van, at the Northport Police Department. Within the subject's vehicle, the crime scene technicians located the black Western hard drive. The computer/external storage device is potentially the subject's property, and due to that, it may contain viable digital forensic data that could assist in the location of said missing endangered subject. Your affiant knows that the computer, hardware, software, and electronic files may be important to the criminal investigation in two distinct ways. 1, the objects themselves may be contraband, evidence, instrumentalities, or fruits of crime. Or 2, the objects may be used as storage devices that contain contraband, evidence, instrumentalities, or fruits of crime in the form of electronic data. This affidavit also requests permission to search the computer hardware that may contain that said electronic data, and if it becomes necessary for reasons of practicality, to remove the hardware and conduct a search off-site. Your affiant believes in this case the computer hardware is a container for evidence, a container for contraband, and also in itself an instrumentality of the crime under investigation. Based upon your affiant's knowledge, training, and experience, your affiant knows that searching and seizing information from computers often requires agents to seize most or all electronic storage devices, along with related peripherals, to be searched later by a qualified computer expert in a laboratory or other controlled environment. This is true because of the following: the volume of evidence. Computer storage devices like hard disks, diskettes, tapes, laser disks, flash drives can store the equivalent of millions of pages of information. Searching this vast amount of information makes it a very time-consuming task. The sorting process can take weeks or months, depending on the volume of data stored, and it would also be impractical and invasive to attempt this kind of data search on site. Technical requirements. Searching computer systems for criminal evidence is a highly technical process requiring expert skill and a properly controlled environment. The vast array of computer hardware and software available requires even computer experts to specialize in some systems and applications, so it is difficult to know before a search which expert is qualified to analyze the system and its data. In any event, however, data search protocols are exacting scientific procedures designed to protect the integrity of the evidence and to recover even hidden, erased, compressed, password-protected, or encrypted files. Because computer evidence is vulnerable in inadvertent or intentional modification or destruction from both external sources or destructive code embedded in the system as a booby trap, a controlled environment may be necessary to complete an accurate analysis. Further, such searches often require the seizure of most or all of a computer's input/output peripheral devices, related software, documentation, and data security devices, including passwords, so that a qualified computer expert can accurately retrieve the system's data in a laboratory or other controlled environment. It is also necessary to seize all peripherals so that the analyst can show the computer was in functional operating state and was capable of being used in the manner described in this affidavit. Necessity to search files of varying formats. Searching for a particular piece of evidence can be a painstaking and complicated process. Computer evidence may be stored in random order with deceptive file names. File extensions can be intentionally altered to make such graphic files appear to be text files and text files appear to be graphic files. Such difficulties can arise even when the user is not intentionally trying to conceal the nature of his or her files. For example, documents are frequently stored on computers after having been scanned and converted into digital format. When stored in this manner, such documentary evidence is converted to a graphical image format, much like a photograph. Therefore, it is necessary for the forensic examiner to inspect files stored as graphical format to see if the relevant documents have been so stored. Graphical images or pictures can be stored on a computer with either the standard graphical extensions such as JPEG, BMP, GIF, etc., or they can be embedded into other file types such as a word processing document, spreadsheets, and database and PowerPoint programs. For instance, a slideshow consisting of hundreds of images can be embedded in a PowerPoint presentation program, and it would not be apparent to the examiner until opening and viewing that program. The forensic examiner, therefore, will need to view such other programs to see if the relevant graphical images are stored in such a manner. It is thus essential to search files of all types in order to ensure that the requested property is discovered. This may require searching authorities to examine all the stored data to determine which particular files is evidence or instrumentalities of crime. Necessity to search software applications. Your affiant also requests to search the various software applications in the subject computer. Graphical imaging programs may contain data that shows the relevant images were actually viewed by someone after being downloaded to the computer. Since it is important to determine whether any of the relevant images were actually viewed while on the subject computer, a forensic analyst will need to examine the file properties of any images found and determine whether any of these images were manipulated or viewed by any of the software resident on the computer. Necessity to establish a timeline. It is important in investigations of this matter to place the suspect behind the computer at the time of the offense. Since this evidence must frequently be proven circumstantially, the forensic examiner may need to compile a timeline of computer files that were altered at or near the time of the offense. An analysis of such files may provide evidence that the suspect was utilizing his computer in the appropriate time frames. This is analogous to reviewing a suspect's telephone records to prove he was at home at the time of the offense. The forensic examiner may also be able to establish defendant's control over the computer and or the relevant files by searching the registry files and documents connecting the computer to a specific individual. In light of these concerns, your affiant hereby requests the court's permission to search the computer hardware and associated peripherals that are believed to contain some or all of the evidence described in the warrant and to conduct an off-site search of the hardware for the evidence described. On the basis of the foregoing facts, affiant seeks to conduct a forensic search of any of the data stored in the aforementioned computer/external media devices that may be in electronic or digital format. These portions here are pretty repetitive as far as the same type of device, the hardware, and this wherefore part here is almost the same thing as the first page, where it's just formalities and it's just a long list of like the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and the commissioner. And so it goes on and forth. And as far as evidence sought, it's the same things that we've mentioned from the storage device, graphical, all kinds of data, passwords, everything from the hardware, hard drive. And it's signed here at the bottom by Detective Daniel Alex. And this is also the final page. Return to search warrant. Received this warrant on the 15th day of September 2021 and executed the same on the September 16th day of 2021 by reading this warrant to and delivering a true copy hereof, by leaving a copy at the premises and searching the premises herein described. Upon the completion and said search, a written inventory of the property taken was delivered to the aforementioned person, or such copy was left at the premises. A true and correct list of the articles taken is set forth in the following inventory. See Digital Forensic Lab report to follow. And so it's signed here at the bottom.